So I want to thank everybody for coming to this wellness session. It's part of Healthy Acadia's, it's a celebration basically, celebrating our Healthy, Hungry for Health 2020 campaign. It is it's a campaign to support healthy aging. So this month our Healthy Aging Initiative. This month we're hosting 4 wellness sessions. This is the 3 of the 4. I believe all of them are being recorded. The next one next week is on home-based facials. So if you're interested in learning more about those wellness sessions, you can reach out to me and I'd be happy to forward you the information, or Sarah Willett, who is also participating in this workshop today. She can be reached at Sarah with an H. I believe there's an H at the end of Sarah. Is there?
No, there's actually no H. So Sarah, S-A-R-A, Willett, W-I-L-L-E-T-T, at healthyacadia.org.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And then all these sessions, of course, are free. We would like you to be aware that we are fundraising this month for our Healthy Aging Initiative. So all donors would receive a beautiful cookbook that's been put together in collaboration with 11 area restaurants and businesses. So everybody would receive one. If you donate $50 or more, you actually get a hard copy rather than just the electronic version of it. You can donate online through Healthy Acadia's website, or simply healthyacadia.org/donate. Or you can just go to our website and find the donate button pretty easily. You can also mail a check to Healthy Acadia. Just be sure in each case on the memo line, either on the check or online, just to write Healthy Aging on it. So that puts your money towards our Healthy Aging programs. And we decided to do a wellness program on Qigong because Qigong, it's an ancient art form really, that promotes and enhances, it helps us get stronger both emotionally and physically. It increases our strength, flexibility, and balance. It's really, it looks very simple, and it is very simple, but it's very deep. It's a combination of breathing exercises and movements coordinated together. The definition of Qigong, if you were to do a literal translation, Qi, the word Qi meaning life force, with our life energy, our life force, and Zhang being an exercise, so exercising our life force. It's near and dear to all of our hearts who play Tai Chi because it's an integral part of Tai Chi. All Tai Chi has Qigong in it. Qigong becomes Tai Chi when we start ambulating from one place to another. If we stay even though when we're doing Qigong, our arms and our legs might be moving, but we're not moving from one place to another. So that's a big distinction. but let's get going. So we start and end all of our sessions the way we do with all of our Tai Chi, with the sign of mutual respect. The right hand forms a fist. It's not a tight fist, it's a very loose, just curled fingers. It represents strength. Left hand open represents friendship. Bending the left thumb is humility. When you place the left hand on top of the right, that's the sign of mutual respect. And we'll start doing with our warm-ups. First one is stretching hands and smiling. Smiling is one of the fastest way of generating Qi. And it's a time for us to put, this is our time. We're not thinking about what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow. We're just trying to be in the moment. So if we stand with our feet about shoulder width apart, hands resting gently at the side, lift the arms without trying not to lock any of the joints. The hands get to about the level of your heart. Let the palms turn so that they're facing you, and gently create a little bit of invisible resistance and tuck your chin as you bring your hands closer to your face. Turning the hands out, creating that little bit of visible resistance, and then lowering the neck and lowering the hands at the same time. Big rules in Tai Chi and Qigong: nothing ever hurts. Nothing ever pinches or pulls. If it does, we don't do it. Coming up again. So as we tuck our chin, we're gently opening up. There's a little hollow in the back of our necks. We're gently opening up that hollow, getting rid of tension, letting oxygen and nutrients flow. And generally speaking, as we come up, we're breathing in, gathering energy, and then slowly breathe out as we exert that energy. And honestly, I don't care how you breathe as long as you keep breathing. But I'll give you cues. Going on to our next stretch for the neck, letting the hands come up. One floats down like it's like patting a really big dog. Looking at the hand that's up, just moving our neck and that hand, turning the neck to about 70–80% of your range of motion, tracking it with your eyes. That makes it a balance exercise as well. Coming back to center, switching hands, letting the palms talk to each other. The biggest acupressure point, the strongest one in our upper bodies, is in the palms of our hands. And so just like any kind of communication, when communication occurs, things get stronger. So we're going to take the stretch just a little bit further, maybe 90% of the range of motion, and coming back to center and switching hands. Coming back to center. One more time each side, full range of motion, whatever that is. Always moving within our own comfort zones, which just change from day to day, moment to moment. We're just being respectful of that. Shoulder rolls. Imagine the movement initiating from the bottom of the shoulder blades. The object is not to get the ears to touch the shoulders. We're trying to open up the shoulder joints. So let's just roll them forwards 3 times. Visualizing not just going up and down, but out and around. And then delicious backwards. We're really visualizing those shoulder blades initiating the movement. Big shoulder rolls. Breathing in. Imagery we like to use is gathering good energy as we breathe in. And then breathing out, putting that energy inside. Breathing in. And out. And one more. Moving on to our stretches for the spine, holding your 3-dimensional invisible ball the size of your torso. So everybody's ball is unique to us. Top hand goes down, bottom one comes up, and as it becomes the top hand, it turns over. And without locking any joints, reaching up towards the sky and down to the earth at the same time. Coming back to holding the ball and taking the stretch to the other side. So we always try to keep things slightly relaxed, slightly curved, because it has been observed that a straight line will always seek a curve because the curve is stronger, and we want to get stronger. Elongating from within, just visualizing, and let's just do one more each side because it feels really good. Imagining the space between all the vertebrae getting a little bit bigger. Visualize getting a little bit taller. So the loosening of the joints is a principle called song, S-O-N-G. So it's not like it's not American's definition of the word song, but song, loosening from within. Holding the ball, We're going to take it from side to side, but we're not going to let the ball go beyond the distance of our knees. Our elbows may hang out, but our hands are going to stay connected. Palms of the hands, think about the connection between your navel, your hands, and your nose. So that means, and we're going to take the ball in the direction that the top elbow is pointing in. So if I want to make sure that those things stay connected, I'm not going to be able to turn very far. Hips face front, we're just moving the torso. And then turn the ball over. And then bring the ball back to the other side. So really we're only traveling a few inches with the ball. It's a small movement, but it's a very strong movement, especially when we think about the movement originating from the abdomen, from the dantian, which we'll talk about in a minute. And turning the ball over. Trying to keep the ball the same size as we bring it from side to side and turn it over. And turning it over. Coming back to center with feet slightly turned out, about shoulder width apart. Let your hands come up. We're going to transition to our hips now. We're going to use the arms for counterbalance. They're going to go back while we reach forward with one heel, not putting any weight on it. And then let the foot move back in its natural, gentle curve, resting on the ball of the foot without putting weight. Forward and backwards. Switching feet, whatever foot was weighted becomes the moving foot. Heel, and then the ball of the foot. Heel, and ball. Heel, and ball. Transitioning to the next stretch. Imagine a big tree on one side. You're going to brace against the tree. Reach out the opposite foot without putting any weight on it. We're looking front when we do this. Bring the foot that was reaching out in. The tree has miraculously grown on the other side. And if you can, as you reach out, even though you don't have any weight on it, if you can drop your heel still without weight on it, comfortably, then you know that you're not overextending. And it's a gentle diagonal stretch. Gently pushing against the tree as we open up the hip joint. And moving on to the knees. Forming the two very loose Tai Chi fists, curled fingers basically, feet slightly turned out. Thinking of our weight as being something liquid, like most of our weight is water. Think of pouring water, pouring your weight from one leg to the other, and then reaching forward, touching the ball of the foot, and punching with the opposite arm, just stretching the other arm out. Picking the foot up, consciously shifting weight. Reaching forward, no weight on the foot that's reaching out, just resting on the ball of the foot, and come back. If you feel comfortable, you can pick the foot up and reach out. But the knee joint's going to open whether you keep your foot on the ground or off the ground, and that's what we want to do, open the knee joint. You can think about picking it up and bringing it back. Switching feet, up and out. The next one for the knees, still feet slightly turned out, pouring weight to one foot, reaching forward, touching just the heel without weight, then put the ball of the foot down without weight. Now slowly transfer weight as you reach forward with the opposite arm. Keeping the weight over the hips and then pull the weight back. Switching feet, heel, ball, then transfer weight forward. Feel yourself pull the weight back. Heel, ball, transfer weight. Bring the weight back. One more. For the ankles, just like we songed our joints when we were stretching our spine, let's do the same thing for the ankle, touching the heel, and then the ball of the foot. So just imagine that ankle joint open and closing. And switching feet. Ankles are so important. We don't think about them often enough. And then switching feet. Touch the little toe. Now try to have the big toe touch just where the little toe did. So this is a definite ankle isolation. Try not to engage any other part of your leg. It's having the ankle open and close sideways. Little toe and big toe. Little toe and big toe. Little toe. Big toe. And then we give ourselves a little shape. So all those movements that we just did were Qigong movements. And we're going to actually go ahead and do some more Qigong movements. There's a really beautiful set of Qigong that's been put together by Paul Lam, who's the director of the Tai Chi for Health Institute, the organization that issues my teaching certifications, and millions of people around the world also enjoy Paul's programs. They're designed to bring the health benefits of Qigong and Tai Chi to folks as quickly as possible, even though there's no hurry in Tai Chi. The philosophy is that if we can learn a short sequence of movements that make us feel good, we're more likely to keep doing them. And it does work. We actually do have a few people on this call, in this meeting, that have been taking these Tai Chi for Health programs. By a show of hands, have you found them beneficial?
Oh yeah.
So let's get started. I would like to briefly, I know that some folks already know what the Dantian is. It's this amazing thing that we all have one. It's our center, but I'm going to repeat it anyway, just for folks who may not know. Our Dantian is our center of gravity. It's our center of Qi life force. It's where our Qi is stored. And everyone's is different. It's based on our own body. It's 3 of your fingers width below your belly button and 3 fingers width inside. So that's the center of the Dantian. I like imagining it as kind of like a balloon, or you can think of it as more like a football, the area that runs across the bottom of our abdominal area. If Dantian breathing is also known as belly breathing. If you put one hand on your chest, one hand on your Dantian, and you just breathe quietly, what I'm going to ask you to do is imagine the air bypassing your upper chest, so that when I breathe in, my upper chest is always going to move a little bit, but I want it to be as quiet as possible. So when I breathe in, my belly's going to stick out a little bit. I'm dropping my diaphragm. The muscles that rest underneath our lungs, those are the muscles that are actually responsible for opening and closing the lungs, so that when we drop the diaphragm and our belly sticks out, we're able to take in more oxygen than we normally do. And then breathe out, slowly contract the abdominal muscles. Breathe in, let the belly stick out a little bit. Breathe out, bring the belly back in. And you can think of it's contracting your pelvic floor muscles as you breathe out, bringing your pelvic floor up towards your Dantian, and just thinking about it is enough. It's not a big forced effort. In fact, it happens even if we're just breathing normally throughout the day. There is a small contraction of the pelvic floor muscles every single time we breathe out. We're just bringing our attention to it. So this Dantian breathing needs to be done slowly so that we don't hyperventilate. The amazing thing, there's so many amazing things about it. One of the most obvious things is when we do it, we feel calmer. We feel calmer because our blood pressure is getting lowered. It lowers. And what we can't feel, but what is happening, science shows us, is that breathing, and especially Dantian because it's that much more purposeful and strong, strengthens the core stabilizing muscles that wrap around our spine. It's the only way that they get strengthened, and those core stabilizing muscles allow us to move the other parts of our body. There's a ancient saying in Tai Chi: all energy, all movement comes from the earth. It's powered by the legs, steered by the Dantian, and expressed in the hands. So I could just ask everybody, put your hand on your Dantian. I'll just try to demonstrate what I mean by this. So if I have a strong Dantian, I will, if you lift an arm, can you feel that your abdominal muscles engaging? If you move a leg, no matter what happens, you're engaging your core muscles. So if you spend a lot of time pumping up your biceps and pumping up your quadriceps with weights and all these exercises, that's great. But unless you have a strong core, you're not going to be able to use them. So breathing and Qigong and Tai Chi is all about strengthening from within, strengthening the core, and then letting that strength radiate out and build strength everywhere else in the body. So the Dantian and breathing is really important in Tai Chi and Qigong. So the breathing coordinated with the movements. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do is stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, comfortably placed. Let your knees relax. No lock knees. Think about keeping a little bit of space between your armpits. Thinking about the feet reaching towards the earth, feeling like you're kind of like a tree. Your toes or your roots are reaching towards the earth. At the same time, the top of your head is reaching towards the sky. So there's this nice, gentle stretch in both directions. The first one we're going to do is let the hands come up. So breathing in as the hands come up. Breathe out as you press down. Try bending your knees to what's comfortable for you. Breathing in. And then gently pressing down. This is the posture, notice the posture of up and down. Breathing in. And then let's just bring your hands, turning the palms so that they're facing towards your Dantian. And we have a nice round circle going here. The posture of earth. And so standing palms are communicating with the Dantian. Just gently breathe in and out. And if you can, think about that belly breathing in. Let your belly just stick out just a little bit, and then breathing out. And we'll just do one more. Breathing in and out. And then taking a break. Because sometimes it's hard to stand in one position for very long. Anytime that you feel like, when we're doing these movements, anytime that you feel like your legs are tired, you can definitely stand up. One thing I like to do sometimes if my legs are tired is when I come up, I stand up a little bit. And then that takes pressure off. The more you do it, the more you do Tai Chi, the more you maintain a bent stance, the stronger your legs get, the more you'll realize that you're able to bend deeper and stay bent, stay low longer. So we'll start again. Let's imagine, we'll start with our feet together, the posture of Muji, which represents in Chinese philosophy, the infinite universe before the universe was born, just a big vast void. And then when we pour weight from one foot to the other, pour it from the left foot to the right foot, we reach out the left foot, putting the ball of the foot down, and then the heel. Redistribute the weight, posture of Tai Chi, Yin and Yang. which can also be represented by the hands facing each other. And then we're just going to bring our hands back to earth, palms facing the dantian. So earth also represents spring, where life comes from. And then we'll bring the hands up to metal. Palms are facing each other. They're about the width of, right now they're about the width of your head. Using dantian breathing, breathe in, let the hands open, palms still facing each other, fingers pointing towards the sky, arms open to the width of your shoulders. Breathe out, bring the hands, and here, bring the hands as close together as possible without touching. Breathing in and out. So if your legs are tired again, certainly breathe in, straighten up a little bit. Breathe out, bend if you can. We'll do one more, breathing in and out. It's called metal because it's sharp and it changes. Bringing hands back to earth. It's associated also with the lungs, basically. Back to earth. So notice how we're always going to go back to earth. And now if you think about water, the next posture we're going to do is water. Water, when it rains, water comes down, and what happens? It sinks into the earth. So what I'd like you to do is think about your inguinal folds along the side of your body. Just let that open and bend to what's comfortable for you, and then come back up. And it really helps if you think of your pelvis as being a basket. You don't want your basket tipping forward or backwards. You want it upright. We'll do one more. Just bending to what's comfortable for you. And then we'll take a little break for the legs so that I can explain a little bit more what I meant about the pelvic basket. If you think of the 3 golden points, your hip bones and your tailbone, representing like your pelvic basket, I want my basket to be upright so nothing can fall out of it. If I start leaning this way, I'm tipping things out of the basket. And if I'm leaning this way, I'm tipping things out of the basket. So generally speaking, if you're upright, nothing can fall out of your basket, and it takes pressure off of your lower back. It allows you, if I'm doing Tai Chi or Qigong and my back starts hurting me, it's often because I forgot about my pelvic basket. Maintaining that kind of posture throughout the day, whether you're doing Qigong or Tai Chi, or whether you're working on a computer, you're taking a walk, you're running up a flight of stairs, think about that pelvic basket and keeping it upright. So we'll start again from Muji, stepping out. Let the hands come up and then down. Coming back to earth. Breathing in and out. And the minute dantian breathing becomes uncomfortable, stop. Just let your body breathe naturally. Coming up from metal, we'll metal. We also call this open close because we're opening and closing. Breathing in. Coming back to earth. Breathing in and out. 3 times. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, bend a little bit deeper for water. And come up Breathing in, breathing out. See. You can also think of being a toddler who does not want to get picked up. So if we don't want to be picked up, we're going to sink our chi. But if we want to be picked up, we'll lift the chi. The next movement I'd like to introduce you to is wood. So think of tracing your arms around a giant tree, diameter of a tree. Breathing in as we come up, and then trace the tree trunk, breathing out. So water that sinks, that's associated with the kidney, which filters. And here, wood is associated with the liver, which cleans. Breathing in. And then coming back to earth. Breathing 3 times, slowly, smoothly, and continuously. Then I'm going to ask you to hold a small ball to your left-hand side. Let your left hand be on top. Palms are talking to each other. We're going to move into fire, which is associated with the heart. We're just going to breathe in, palms still one on top of the other as the hands separate. Breathe out, bring the hands a little bit closer. Breathing in. And out. One more time. Breathing in. Out. And then turn the ball over. So now it's slightly to the right side of the body. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then coming back to earth. Let the hands come up, pressing down, and bring your left foot in. Does anybody have any questions?
I did.
So it's started. Excuse me?
I did have a question and now I've forgotten it.
That's okay, David. You want to say a special thank you to David, who you actually went into the Surrey school yesterday to do some subbing.
Yep.
How did that go?
It went fine. Yeah, it was. It worked well, and I enjoyed being with the kids again. So.
David was wonderful. Last year we did some Tai Chi programming at the Surrey school, and I was telling him about it in one of our adult Tai Chi classes, and he said because he's been working as a tech there, volunteering now after he retired, and he ended up coming into the class with me and doing Tai Chi with us. It was a lot of fun. So let's go through. If there's no David, if you think of your question, just call it out anytime you want to.
Okay.
But we'll go on. What was really interesting to me is in a form of Tai Chi that we're very familiar with. It's Paul Lamb's flagship program, Tai Chi for Arthritis. It's all built. It's flagship program because it's recognized by the CDC as being highest tiered evidence-based program for fall prevention. And what he uses all Sun style Tai Chi. There's different styles of Tai Chi. Sun style is characterized, one of the very big characteristics is palms facing each other. But it has a lot of Qigong in Sun style has a lot of Qigong in it. The commencement, every Tai Chi form has a beginning, middle, and an end. The commencement, the beginning, It is a Qigong movement. It's harmonizing yin and yang. And I'll turn to my side, and we'll just do that part of think of having an oval in front of you, and let the hands come up and trace the oval. So they're going to go down. They're going to come a little bit into the body. They're going to come up. And then reaching out. So we often visualize like we're reaching, offering a ball to somebody, lowering the ball, bringing the ball closer, up, and out. So it's this continuous loop. And to combine it with the breathing out as we go down. And when the hands start coming up, we're breathing in. Reaching forward, breathing out as the hands go down. Breathing in as the hands come up. And breathing out as they go down. Breathing in. And breathing out. And remember, if you get tired and you need to straighten up your legs more, pay attention to your body, work within your comfort zone. And one more. Now here's one that for those of us who know Tai Chi for arthritis, or even any of the like Yang 24, playing the lute. You can think playing the lute is a Qigong movement in the sense of if you bring your hands up, then just turn, shift weight to your right side, turn the left. So this is a Yang style with the left toe is off the ground and the right hand is pressing against the left elbow. They're not touching, but there's a relationship there. And the idea here is just to stand and breathe for as long as you can, maybe 10 seconds, belly breathing. So it's strengthening your legs, and then come back to center. And go to the other side. Trying to keep the body upright, weight over the hips. So most of my weight's on my left side right now. And go back to center. And let's do open close. Shifting weight to the right. Right hand presses to the left elbow. And then come back. Open. And come back to front. Open. Close. And we'll do that each side one more time. And then a gentle press. Breathing in. Checking by keeping the shoulders down. Don't let tension accumulate anywhere. Open. Close. Shifting weight to the left. Turning the right toe out and keeping the right toe off the floor. Gentle breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And then coming back to center. So I should mention the eyesight too, is an important part of Qigong and Tai Chi. We're supposed to be looking off into the distance, forward. The tendency for a lot of us is to want to look down. But when we look forward, we have good peripheral vision too. So even though I'm looking forward, I can see off to my sides as well. When I start looking down though, I've lost a lot of vision. So the idea is to keep the head upright and to put your attention, your eyesight, going to wherever the energy is going. So if I'm going off to the left side, I'm looking above the left hand. It that way. So I believe we do have guessing time. Yes. Let's start at the beginning and go through the 5 elements again. We'll start standing tall like a string, thinking about knees being relaxed, feet rooted to the ground while the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. And remember, if we tuck our chin just a little bit, the crown of the head gets even a little bit taller. Keeping a little bit of space between the armpits. Let your fingers reach gently towards the ground. So basically what I'm trying to do here is find a very comfortable position to stand in. And pouring my weight into the right foot so that my left heel can come off the ground a little bit. Reaching out to about shoulder width, putting the ball of the foot down without weight. Bend the heel, and then slowly transfer the weight. Letting the hands come up, breathing in, and then pressing gently down, breathing out. So this is the posture of up and down. It looks remarkably like the commencement for a lot of Yang style forms, and it is. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And coming to earth. Hands, palms facing the dantian. Gently breathing in. So not much is visible with this, but there's an awful lot going on in our dantian. Breathing in. Breathing in. Let the hands come up, palms facing each other, fingers reaching towards the sky, fingertips reaching towards the sky. Breathing in. Trying to keep the shoulders down. Breathing out. Breathing in. And bringing the hands as close together as possible without touching. Coming back to earth. Gently breathing in. And out. And so if the legs are tired, breathe in. Stand up a little bit. Breathe out. Bend a little bit. So going into water, sinking. So breathing, bending at the knees to where is good for you while you maintain an upright posture. Less is more. If you can only bend a fraction of an inch, then that is enough for now. No judgment in Tai Chi or Qigong. Breathing in, and then as you breathe out, gently sink. Breathing in and out. Breathing quietly, belly breathing, dantian breathing for earth. Moving into wood, breathing in. Gentle circles and breathing out. The palms are facing up when we're at the bottom of the circle. Breathing in, and then they're slowly, slowly turning So face down at the top of the circle. Breathing out as we go down. And in as we come up. And coming back to earth. Gathering energy, breathing in, breathing out, releasing it. I often think about breathing in, gathering the good energy, and so as we release it, it's sharing that good energy with other people. One more. Holding the ball on the left, so it's off to the left side, the left hand's on top. And it's a small ball. We're going to make the ball a little bit bigger as we breathe in for fire and breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing in. And turning the ball over. Breathing in. And out. One more. And then coming back to earth. And the hands float up. And then pressing them gently down. And as you press your hands down, straighten your legs without locking them. And then bring your left foot in. So if I could ask a question for the participants who've done some Tai Chi and Qigong with me in the past, what keeps you here? What keeps you coming back? Don't everybody talk at once.
Yes.
I can go.
Okay.
There's several things. First of all, just in terms of physical benefit, my joints are a lot less sore since I've been doing Tai Chi, with the exception sometimes of my knees. And when I overdo it, sometimes my knees bother me. But if I rein that in, they're okay too. And the pain that I had in my neck and in my hips is much less. In my ankles, much less. And then just sort of emotionally or psychologically, it's for me kind of meditation in motion. So it's centering and it's calming.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
Mm.
Carrie, did you want to share anything?
With me, it's my memory's improved a little bit. I noticed that. Also, the calmness.
That's interesting. Well, thank you, Terry. That's interesting that you would say that about your memory improving. Me too.
Yeah.
There's my mother and I play this. It's a word game on our iPads. It's the old game of Boggle, where you have to form words by linking letters together. And I noticed that the more I do Tai Chi, the better my scores at that game are. So so in other words, there's been a lot of studies that Tai Chi does help improve memory, but it also helps all cognitive functioning. If I don't do Tai Chi, if I miss a day, my body feels it. And I really
read
said to David about being meditation in motion. And Qigong to me, I love doing Qigong, and but for me, it's much more challenging to stay without ambulating. It's a good challenge, but it's not something that comes, I think, easily to people, because lots of folks want to be moving. One thing I forgot to point out too about Qigong, these movements that we're doing, you can do that. You can be seated while you do them. So it might be a good thing to do if you're finding yourself trapped in front of a computer for a while, just to take a few breaks and do some breathing movements. And when you can't, if you're not feeling well, or if you are trapped in, say, a webinar, and you can't move, you can do Dantian breathing without moving any other part of your body. Nobody will know. So I think we do have time. We can run through the 5 elements Qigong one more time. Standing tall. Thinking about what it feels like to be. Having the heads reaching towards the sky, feet connected to the ground. No tension, no locked joints. Pouring weight to the right foot, letting your left heel come off the ground just a little bit. Reaching out without weight, ball of the foot, heel, and then transfer weight so that now you're evenly distributed between both feet. Let the hands come up, breathing in. Pressing gently, breathing out, bending to what's comfortable to you, coming into the earth position. Gently breathing in, letting the belly stick out, and breathing out, bringing the belly back in. Letting the hands come up, open, close, metal. Breathing in, and out. Breathing in, and then coming back to earth. Quietly. Breathing in, gather energy, breathe out, and just bend a little bit deeper. And even if you don't end up moving your legs at all, and try to stay there, breathing in and out in that lowered position. And if you can't if you don't feel comfortable, if you're tired, visualize that you're doing it. And then raise the legs just a little bit, coming back to earth. Tracing big tree for wood. Breathing in. And out. In. Feeling centered and grounded. The earth, no pun intended. Holding the ball off to the left with the left hand on top. From wood, we get fire, breathing in. And turning the ball over, so now the right hand's on top. And coming back to earth. Letting the hands come up. And as they come down, slowly straighten the legs. Transferring weight to the right foot and let your left foot. So I wanted to take this time to say thank you so much to everybody for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you again. Tell your family and friends about our Tai Chi classes, which all have Qigong in them. We are offering quite a few of them online. They're free, just like these programmings, this program. But don't forget, you can always donate to help support our healthy aging programs too. Does anybody have any final questions?
Well, Nina, I was just curious. You had us do the lute, but that's not one of the 5 elements?
No, it's not one of the 5 elements. It's a different Qigong exercise. I threw it in there. And balancing yin and yang is not part of the 5 elements either. But that
right, okay.
And up and down is actually technically not part of the 5 elements, but it is a Qigong movement, which is, if they're online at the Tai Chi for Health Institute.org. I think you can just do tchi.org, or if you just Google, 5 elements or up down. In fact, I will send everybody who participated today. I'll send you a bunch of links so that you can do some different Qigong exercises. Yeah, no, that's a really good question. The fun thing about Qigong is there are thousands and thousands, and literally, of Qigong exercises, and we can pick and choose. There's not necessarily an order. I mean, there are sometimes that they put them in a certain order, but you can just find ones that make you feel good and practice those.
Great.
Yay. Well, I will say thank you very much, everybody. It's now 12. We're right on time. So we'll close the same way we started. Right hand makes a fist, representing strength. Left hand, friendship, humility, and then there's our mutual respect. Thank you. Be safe, be well. I hope to see you soon.